I'm certain the majority of you know this, given there was almost 300 views on my two Warhammer 40,000 Wrath and Glory videos, but I admit, I am a Warhammer nerd. I've played the Poorhammer game known as a Heroescape, I have made Warhammer miniatures, I've painted and I've crafted battlefields. I know some of the lore. Admitted, I've gotten into the hobby because of a video series called If the Emperor Had Text-to-Speech Device. If you know, you know. In 2015, 2016, I think I got into it. I can't remember times. It's a strange concept. But I know the reason those videos did so well. Because Leviathan is coming out this month on the 24th of June 2023. My buddy and I decided to split the box set because he's not all that interested in the Marines and my deformed hands really can't work the Tyranids. I've actually been getting into Warhammer a lot recently, and I've started work on my own Deathwatch army. Why? Because it was either kill aliens with the Deathwatch or daemons with the Grey Knights, and I honestly had a hard choice. Could still get that Grey Knight codex, actually. But I want to talk about this box set. Like I said, it comes out on the 24th, so in a couple of weeks, and it comes with 72 more or less pieces. I imagine some of both factions will be customizable, but let's look at what they've got. On screen now, we've got the Captain in Terminator armor. Damn Brits got the U in there, like heathens, but we'll ignore that when it comes up on the many occasions. Terminator armor is admittedly some of my least favorite in a tactical sense, because it's just so much slower, but it also is probably the easiest to paint, given the neck protection, like full-ass head blocker in the back there. What it's coming with is, looks like, a nice power sword there, and obviously a bolter, storm bolter specifically, with him standing on top of a Gene Stealer corpse. I'm hoping that the head will have alternate options so that I can, put a helmet on it. I can't guarantee that, but hey, storm bolter, that's honestly going to be a new weapon for me to paint. Next in the list is the Librarian Terminator armor. Librarian in Terminator armor. I really hope there's a helmeted version of this, because that face, how am I supposed to paint that mustache? Like, I'll make an attempt, but I can't guarantee anything. The force axe there seems to be very fitting for a librarian, really, but especially an Ultramarines that they're supposed to be a part of, given the box set. I really hate how everything is at base Ultramarines. I don't actually recognize the arm-mounted gun there, and I tried finding it on the wikis, but I got tired since I'm writing this script at like 2 a.m. The Librarian Scriptures will definitely be a difficult part to paint, I'll admit, along with all the runes on the force axe and the armor. What I'm assuming to be hydraulics, those hoses coming from the Terminator armor, are also going to be interesting to paint. Might need to ask some friends to help me out with this one, honestly. This one is the Apothecary Biologist. It's going to be probably the simplest paint, given full white with a little bit of color. The bolt pistol and some tech priest looking surgical tools are probably going to be the most difficult parts of it. He's got the surgical tools on his crotch, too. It's fine to put your scissors and vice, I guess, but why not? Wait, can he even use those tools? Like, aren't his armor fingers, like, way too big there? It seems rather pointless to have those surgical tools, like the scissors and vice there, if you're going to be in armor and you can't really use them, and the whole setting, it kind of makes it so that those hand armors are kind of difficult given there's gene locks. Of course, looking into more info block, it seems this guy's not really a doctor, but instead scanning and cutting into gene stealers and tyrannids to figure out and reverse engineer their biology. Now we go to the front lines. The lieutenant in Phobos armor. This guy will definitely have an alternate helmet, as they almost always do. That belch will probably remain in the video. According to the text beneath the picture, he's got a combi weapon, looking like a flamer, according to the website. 2 knives, one dripping with some Tyrannid body fluid, ichor as they call it, and then strapped with enough explosives to take out a rhino vehicle. I'm just saying this guy doesn't expect to get out alive of this situation. Now we've got the Sternguard Veteran Squad, which I can recolor for my Death Watch, if I choose to, that is. I see a combi gun, heavy bolter, storm bolter, and stalker bolter, I think? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. These guys will be good for infiltration types missions. I imagine with the leader unit probably having an alternate helmet options if you're a heretic and like to paint hair. Why? Now we go to the big guns. Terminator Squad, strapped up with heavy bolters and assault cannons. I wonder if we'll have options for these, given the slow mobility of these guys. They'll likely be stationed next to that teleport homer. Or perhaps brought by with it in order to get the fighting done. They obviously got Power Fists, which will be excellent against Tyranids. They're expected to fight to get into these close quarters. Tyranids charge. Now we go to the Inferno Squad, which points out to me that these are going to be a very ready to be painted green, given Salamander's immortal phrase, Vulcan lives. Got one guy decided the grenade was the best option, and the captain deciding a bolt pistol and a power sword are the best. Seriously, Cap, grab your flamer. It's roasting time. Now, this is what I'm excited for. The Ballistus Dreadnought. I have a tradition to name every dreadnought I paint, and paint that name onto the body. Give it a few dings in the body, and make sure everyone who fights and kills it knows they just set up a nuke of a gravestone. Things will be fun, or this thing will be fun to put together and more so to paint. Now, obviously, there's still a Tyrannid part of this box to go over, but I'll do that in another video. Probably recorded Saturday to put it out Sunday. So, I guess now, shove off.